When Alexander the Great died in 323 BCE, his vast empire stretched from Greece to distant India, but with no clear heir. His generals, the Diadochi, divided the empire into warring kingdoms. The unity forged by conquest shattered, yet Alexander's vision of cultural fusion endured across the known world. Greek soldiers, merchants, and settlers spread into Asia and Egypt, carrying language, art, and philosophy. In these lands, Greek ideas met Persian, Egyptian, and Indian traditions, creating something profoundly new. This era became known as the Hellenistic Age, a time of blended worlds and shared genius. Ptolemy took Egypt, founding a dynasty that ruled from Alexandria, the city of learning and light. Seleucus claimed the vast eastern territories from Babylon to the Indus, forging the Seleucid Empire. Antigonus and his descendants controlled Macedon and Greece, where old traditions met new ambitions. These kingdoms, two 𝐟𝐸⁵ shared a love for Greek art, science, and philosophy. Alexandria, with its towering lighthouse and grand library, became the intellectual heart of the Hellenistic world. Scholars from across nations gathered there: Greeks, Egyptians, Persians, Jews, and Indians. The Library of Alexandria sought to collect all human knowledge under one universal roof. Mathematicians like Euclid shaped geometry. His elements became the foundation of mathematical thought. Eratosthenes measured Earth's circumference with astonishing precision, centuries before modern tools. Astronomer Aristarchus proposed that Earth moved around the sun, an idea far ahead of its time. In medicine, Herophilus and Erasistratus studied the human body, making breakthroughs in anatomy and surgery. Science, once tied to philosophy, now embraced observation, logic, and experimentation. In Pergamon, another great library rose, rivaling Alexandria as a beacon of wisdom. Arts transformed, sculptors captured human emotion, movement, and imperfection in stunning realism. The statue of 𝐬𝐽, writhing in agony, reflected the new fascination with human suffering and drama. Hellenistic art celebrated individuals, kings, philosophers, and even common people, not just gods. Cities across the Near East mirrored Greek design, theaters, gymnasiums, and agaras in foreign lands. Greek became the language of trade, diplomacy, and learning across continents. Local traditions blended with Greek customs, creating hybrid religions and new artistic expressions. In Egypt, Ptolemaic rulers presented themselves as both Greek monarchs and pharaohs of divine right. The great library's scholars translated Egyptian, Persian, and Hebrew texts into Greek. This blending of languages preserved ancient wisdom and spread it across generations. Greek philosophy thrived. Stoicism taught endurance. Epicureanism pursued peace through reason and moderation. Cynics rejected wealth and power, living simply to seek virtue and truth. The Stoa of Athens became the cradle of Stoic philosophy, influencing moral thought for millennia. Hellenistic kings sponsored temples, libraries, and theaters to display wealth and cultural refinement. Commerce flourished. Trade routes linked the Mediterranean with India and Central Asia. Spices, silk, and ivory flowed west, while Greek coins and ideas traveled east. Greek colonies in Bactria and beyond became melting pots of art, faith, and architecture. In these far lands, Greek and Indian cultures met, giving birth to Greco-Buddhist art. Statues of Buddha took on Greek form, serene faces framed by Hellenic drapery and grace. This fusion marked one of history's most beautiful cultural exchanges. The Seleucid Empire faced challenges: vast distances, diverse peoples, and endless wars. Parthians rose in Persia, reclaiming eastern lands and curbing Greek power. In Egypt, the Ptolemies ruled with wealth, but faced internal strife and dynastic conflict. Cleopatra VII, the last Ptolemaic ruler, would one day link Egypt's fate with Rome. Yet before that, Hellenistic Egypt thrived, its economy, science, and arts unmatched in the ancient world. In the Greek heartland, philosophy continued evolving under new thinkers like Zeno and Epicurus. Athens remained a sacred ground of wisdom, even under Macedonian and Roman shadows. Religion itself adapted. Greek gods merged with local deities, forming syncretic faiths. Zeus became associated with Ammon Aphrodite, with Eastern fertility goddesses. Temples honored multiple gods, reflecting a world united by cultural exchange rather than conquest. The Hellenistic monarchs ruled as divine kings, successors to Alexander's dream of universal empire. Coins bore their images as living gods, symbols of earthly and celestial authority. The Greek theater spread plays and tragedies performed from Egypt to Syria and beyond. Poetry flourished under writers like Theocritus, celebrating love, nature, and pastoral life. In the East, cities like Antioch and Babylon pulsed with diverse voices and colors. Multiculturalism became the norm. Greeks, Persians, Jews, and Egyptians, living side by side. The Jewish community in Alexandria produced the Septuagint, translating Hebrew scripture into Greek. This text would later shape Christianity's early teachings across the Roman world. Hellenistic philosophy influenced later thinkers, preparing the ground for Roman Stoicism and Christian ethics. Wealth from trade funded towering temples, marble palaces, and monumental sculptures. Advances in engineering led to water clocks, pumps, and intricate mechanical inventions. Archimedes, from Syracuse, designed war machines and studied the physics of levers and buoyancy. "Give me a place to stand," he said, "and I will move the world." His discoveries symbolized the Hellenistic Age, human intellect pushing beyond known limits. Yet, beneath the brilliance, constant wars drained the kingdoms of strength and unity. Successors of Alexander fought endlessly for dominance, each claiming his divine legacy. Rome, once distant and small, watched patiently as the Hellenistic powers weakened. In time, Rome would conquer Macedon, Greece, and finally, the remnants of Alexander's empire. The fall of the Hellenistic kingdoms marked the dawn of a new imperial world. But the Hellenistic spirit, its art, science, and philosophy, lived on in Rome itself. Greek tutors educated Roman elites. Greek architecture inspired their temples and cities. The fusion that began under Alexander became the foundation of Western civilization. Hellenistic ideals of reason, beauty, and exploration survived long after the kingdoms vanished. Even under Roman rule, Greek remained the language of culture, science, and high learning. The Eastern Mediterranean, once Alexander's realm, evolved into Rome's intellectual heartland. In Alexandria, scholars still studied the stars, philosophy, and medicine under Roman patronage. The lighthouse of Pharos stood as a symbol of enlightenment across the ancient world. Trade continued to bind the Mediterranean with India and Arabia, carrying ideas as well as goods. The Greek spirit of inquiry shaped later generations, from Islamic scholars to Renaissance thinkers. Without the Hellenistic synthesis, the modern world's science and art might never have bloomed. The age was not merely Greek, it was the first truly global civilization of the ancient era. It united people across continents through knowledge, curiosity, and shared human creativity. Cities once foreign now shared a single cultural heartbeat. The dream of Alexander fulfilled in spirit. Even as empires fell, the idea of a connected, cosmopolitan world endured. Philosophers debated existence. Scientists studied the cosmos, and artists captured the beauty of life itself. The Hellenistic world celebrated what made humanity universal: art, reason, and the pursuit of truth. Its ruins today, columns, statues, and inscriptions, still whisper of that luminous fusion. The legacy of Alexandria's library lives in every pursuit of knowledge and every book we open. The art of Greece met the mysticism of the East, and the result reshaped civilization. Though the kingdoms vanished, their ideas laid the groundwork for the modern world. The Hellenistic Age was not just a time, it was a bridge between worlds and minds. From Alexander's dream to our reality, it remains a timeless testament to humanity's power to unite.